and welcome to Envision. I'm Deanne Conrad, Community Relations Supervisor with our Superintendent, Dr. Brian Maher, and we are talking about a celebration underway of sorts. I don't know if it's a celebration or not, but in the Sioux Falls School District, July 1 marks the beginning of another fiscal year for us, and something that happens at the beginning of each fiscal year is an annual meeting to sort of set our course for the future in the next year. So while people are celebrating summer vacation, we're celebrating a new year here, right? So talk a little bit about the annual meeting and kind of just setting that course for the next 365 days.
Well, you know, you're exactly right. It's a new year, and our year begins on July 1st. Many people look at our year beginning when the kids come back, when they arrive, and in many ways, that's the essence of what we do. But what sometimes is forgotten is that we're a business, and the business part of what we do begins July 1st. Our new budget will be in place July 1st. From an organizational standpoint, a political standpoint, our Board of Education will organize in terms of the offices that board members will hold for the coming year. So there are a whole lot of business issues that take place that begin on July 1st and end on June 30th.
Right, and those decisions, July 1st, until the students come, there's a lot of that reorganization type of those things that take place so that we can be prepared for when the students come back. I know a lot of things in terms of like purchasing supplies, the budget year, you know, you have to purchase out of a certain budget year so that we're not overspending and that type of thing. So the budget is a big component of the annual meeting too. It's a final adoption of our budget after a tentative adoption in April.
Right. You know, that whole budgeting process never ends. It's very cyclical and it's very incremental. So next year's budget will look a whole lot like this year's budget. Unless you have a large influx of money or a drastic reduction in funds, really one budget looks a whole lot like the previous budget. That doesn't make it insignificant. What it does say, in our case, we're always looking 5 years out. What does that budget cycle look like?
Right.
So that hopefully by July 1, we've had a number of conversations and a number of public conversations as to how we're going to spend that money. In this case, this year, that is definitely the case.
Yeah, absolutely. So all of that work that happens at the beginning of the year, then we're doing some wrap up at the end of June, and there really can't be, you don't miss a beat. Just because one year is ending and another year is starting, there's really no, you just got to keep on marching. You do,
you really do, and to understand that we are in charge of public funds, and that we are stewards of those funds is never lost on this district. I don't think it ever has been. I'm certain that that's not the case now. We have 5 elected officials that are the eyes and ears of the public when it comes to that budget. I know they take that responsibility as elected officials very seriously. Also, we're blessed as a school district to have Todd Veek as the person who's chief in charge of that particular area, and I think Todd is second to none in this state regarding school finance. So we're really fortunate on that end as well.
Absolutely. We did a tentative adoption in April. The final adoption will come at the first board meeting in July. Sometimes there's some little tweaks that happen. Anything significant that's coming down the pike that you can think of? Or, I mean, there's always a few little turns to the wrench to sharpen things.
You originally said little tweaks. I would say you'll see that again this year. This year's no exception. But in terms of from April until the proposed passage in July, you won't see anything of significance that is changed.
Right. Well, just no more information maybe than we knew in April, and we're able to adjust some things.
We'll get to that finished product is essentially what will happen.
All right. Well, lots of activity that happens then at the first board meeting in July, and certainly the public is always welcome to join us on those board meeting dates. They are the second and fourth Monday of every month at 5:30 here at IPC, and the address is 201 East 38th Street. Come and join us.